So chef, tell us what drink you chose to best represent human genetics.
Diversity of colors. I thought that would have represent pretty much the human genetic, because that's what we're made for. Like I've learned, you know, diversity of people, diversity of mix, and it exactly what's happening in this drink in 2, 3, 4 different colors.
There's a big story behind this.
Yeah,
drink.
there's a big story behind it. Just like human genetic, there's a huge story behind it. And
do you agree with the chef's choice?
Yeah, I think the 3-layer martini is really great to see that diversity. So in my lab, we are a human genetics lab, and we study. So most people know that 2% of the genome are genes, and that we're very similar, but we differ a little bit. And we actually look at the rest of the genome, and we see that they regulate the genes, and they're very important for various mechanisms. And then we can see that between two individuals, and even within the own cells of your body, you can have differences in that DNA, and that's what we're looking at. So with this Eat Science drink, we can, really mix the 3-layer martini to the diversity of the DNA in your body, and then it's a really cool mix. I'm
going to ask you, as we go along, I'm going to ask you to think about a clever name for this drink.
Cool.
Something to bring back to your department.
Okay.
I'll let you think about that. Do you agree with the chef's drink?
Yeah, of course I do. So, as the chef so described, humans are diverse, and we are diverse in terms of our genetics. So in my research, I look at the genomes of hundreds of thousands of people, and I try to parse the differences between people to understand what are our determinants for disease. So when I look at this 3-layer drink that the chef has created for Eat Science, I see the diversity not only across people, but within people.
And what's also amazing is that it's not just diverse in terms of color, but there's also different dimensions.
Exactly.
We saw the ice. We saw there's almost an iceberg coming out of this drink, which is super cool as well.
Exactly.
Almost like a cotton candy structure.
Exactly, and you can actually take that and you can make direct comparisons to human genetics, because the genome is flat. We look at 4 different bases throughout the genome, but then on top of that, we have regulators of the genome, as Pat also referred to. So we have transcription factors that will come in and turn on genes, and so you could think of that as like the iceberg coming out on top.
Okay. I mean, you say transcription, I say cotton candy. We're talking the same.
Talking about the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
We're both very technical like that.
Yes.
Do you agree with the chef's choice?
Absolutely. In human genetics, another real strength of our department is in regenerative medicine, and how stem cells participate in regenerating a tissue after injury. And we're coming to appreciate that it's not just one cell type that can regenerate a tissue, but rather different cells that work in concert together to regenerate a tissue. And so on their own, they can't do the job, but when they're put together, they make something special, just like the chef's drink.
Excellent. So we get to learn, and we get to have a really tasty drink, which is called...
Yes, I was thinking it could be called the Central Dogma Martini. You have the different layers. You have the gene that regulates into mRNA that then makes a protein, and you have the 3 layers there. So it's a Central Dogma.